Hey there, spiritual seekers and curious minds. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving deep into a topic that's close to my heart: spiritual enlightenment. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Spiritual enlightenment? Mitchell, isn't that a little too mystical? And trust me, I get it. But what if I told you that spiritual enlightenment isn't about levitating or becoming some kind of superhuman? It's about something much simpler, much more attainable. It's about living a life that's aligned with your truest self, a life filled with purpose, peace, and connection. And today I'm going to share with you 5 signs that show you're on the fast track to experiencing just that. So, buckle up, get ready for some serious self-reflection, and let's see if we can spot these signs in our own lives. The first sign you're on the fast track to spiritual enlightenment is this: you start to care less and less about what other people think. Now, this doesn't mean you become indifferent or stop valuing your relationships. It simply means that your sense of self-worth is no longer dependent on external validation. Remember when you used to obsess over likes on your Instagram posts, or when a negative comment would ruin your entire day? We've all been there. But as you progress on your spiritual journey, something incredible happens. You start to realize that true validation comes from within. You tap into your own inner compass, your own inner knowing, and you begin to trust yourself more deeply than ever before. I remember when I was younger, I was constantly seeking approval from others. My mood would swing wildly based on people's reactions to me. But as I started to prioritize my spiritual growth, I noticed a profound shift within me. The second sign you're on the fast track to spiritual enlightenment is increased self-awareness. It's like having a superpowered internal radar that's constantly scanning your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. You become the observer of your own mind, witnessing your patterns without judgment. This newfound self-awareness is a game changer because it allows you to break free from limiting beliefs and negative thought patterns. You start to understand the root causes of your reactions and behaviors, which empowers you to make conscious choices. I remember when I first started meditating regularly, I was blown away by the sheer volume of thoughts racing through my mind. But as I continued to practice, something amazing happened. I started to notice patterns in my thinking. This realization was incredibly empowering because once I became aware of these patterns, I could choose to interrupt them. The third sign you're on the fast track to spiritual enlightenment is this: you start to experience a deep sense of inner peace, even when life throws you curveballs. Now, let me be clear. This doesn't mean you become some kind of emotionless robot. You're still human. You'll still experience the full spectrum of emotions. But you develop a sense of equanimity, a deep-rooted calmness that allows you to weather the storms of life with grace and resilience. I used to be a chronic worrier. Traffic jams, panic, unexpected bill, meltdown. My mind was constantly racing, anticipating the worst possible outcome in every situation. It was exhausting. But as I progressed on my spiritual path, I noticed a profound shift within me. I started to respond to challenges with more calmness and composure. I learned to trust that everything was happening for a reason, even if I couldn't see the bigger picture at the time. I remember one time, my flight got canceled at the last minute. In the past, this would have sent me into a tailspin of frustration and anxiety. But this time, something was different. I felt calm. The fourth sign you're on the fast track to spiritual enlightenment is a beautiful one. You experience a profound expansion of your heart. You become more compassionate, more empathetic, more understanding of yourself and others. As you progress on your spiritual journey, you start to see the interconnectedness of all things. You realize that we're all in this together, that our struggles and triumphs are intertwined. And this realization softens your heart and opens you up to a whole new level of love and compassion. I used to get easily irritated by people who didn't share my views. I'd get caught up in arguments, trying to prove my point and convince others that I was right. It was exhausting, but as I grew spiritually, I began to see the humanity in everyone, even those I disagreed with. I realized that everyone is fighting their own battles, carrying their own wounds, and doing the best they can with what they have. The fifth and final sign you're on the fast track to spiritual enlightenment is a profound one. You begin to experience a deep sense of oneness with the universe. It's like you've zoomed out and can see the bigger picture of life, recognizing that you're not a separate entity, but rather an integral part of something much greater than yourself. This sense of oneness can manifest in many different ways. You might feel a deep connection with nature, a sense of awe and wonder at the beauty of the natural world. You might feel a profound sense of love for all beings, a recognition that we are all interconnected. Or you might experience moments of pure bliss, where you feel completely at peace and connected to something beyond words. I had my first experience of this oneness during a sunset meditation on the beach. As I sat there watching the sun dip below the horizon, I felt a profound sense of peace wash over me. I looked around at the waves crashing on the shore, the birds soaring overhead, the children laughing and playing in the sand, and I felt a deep sense of connection to it all. It was like I was experiencing the world through new eyes, seeing the beauty and interconnectedness of all things. Embracing your spiritual journey. Recognizing these signs can be a profoundly liberating experience. It's like a weight has been lifted off our shoulders, and we can finally breathe a sigh of relief. We start to see that we're not alone on this journey, that we're all connected, and that there's a beautiful unfolding happening all around us. When we recognize these signs, we start to understand that spiritual enlightenment isn't some far-off mystical state. It's about living a life that's authentic, meaningful, and connected. It's about being fully present in each moment and embracing all aspects of our human experience, the good, the bad, and everything in between. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you experienced any of these signs in your own life? Share your experiences in the comments below and subscribe to the Seeker's Path to Spiritual Awakening channel. And hey, if you want to dive deeper into spiritual topics or need some group or one-on-one guidance by me, be sure to check out my video on the power of meditation for spiritual growth. I'll link it in the description below. Thank you for joining me on this exploration. Until next time, stay curious, stay open, and keep evolving. Namaste.